Hey guys, it's been a while. Oh my god, I'm like so emotional just to make this video. So I'm just gonna start off right away. This video is not normal to my channel. It's more personal, and I'm making it because I really believe that what has happened in my life in the past 3 months is something that people need to know, because especially parents mostly, because it's important for them to be aware. And I think these trials and tribulations that I've been going through, I think can definitely bring awareness to a lot of people and a lot of parents. And so this is why I decided to make this video. This video is not for my own personal gain, so please refrain from, I don't know, putting negative stuff in my comments. I really am making this video to bring awareness, and bring awareness for parents as well, and people who have siblings, nephews, grandchildren. This has to do with my child, and yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna get started. On November 17th, my daughter was diagnosed with something called retinoblastoma. She's stage D, I believe. This is cancer. This cancer is located within the eye. There are two types. You can get them either in both eyes, which, if I'm not mistaken, is called unilateral. Actually, I'm not even gonna get into the specifics of exactly, because I've been told so many things that I can't be clear, and this is why I'm going to tell you my story and my experience, so you can go and look further in Google and ask your doctors about what exactly it is. Like I said, it can go into both eyes, or it can be in one. Most likely if it goes into both eyes, so if you have tumors in both eyes, it's somewhat genetic, so you have that gene mutation in you, and it might be passed down through genetics, or you have that gene located in you. In which my daughter's case, she only has it in one eye, and that is not genetic. Her testing came out clear that is not genetic. It didn't come from me. She doesn't carry a cancerous like a retinoblastoma gene in mutation in her body, so that it could maybe reoccur, whatever the case may be. She is lucky enough not to have that. The statistics of this cancer are 3% of the world, the entire world. 1 out of 15,000, and 20, I'm trying not to cry, because it's not something to cry about. It's life and it happens. But sorry, and 20 in Canada a year. So with that being said, your child, this cannot be seen or found through your pediatrician, through your regular doctor. Some people may have heard that, yes, the indication of your child having it is probably through taking pictures and them getting like a flash, a white light in their eye, which to me really meant nothing, because I know, like, I have my dad's pictures, all of them used to come up like that. Mine sometimes come up like that, and I definitely know I don't have it because I've gotten my eyes checked by an optometrist regularly, because I wear glasses. So how did I find out? My mother had gone to an optometrist appointment, so an eye doctor appointment, and had asked when should my daughter start bringing her daughter for a routine eye checkup. And the lady said, well, once they turn 1, they're supposed to be coming to get their eyes checked. Although a lot of parents don't know this and end up taking their children to the eye doctors when they're like 4 or 5 because they're going into kindergarten. So I said, well, whatever. My daughter was almost turning 1, and I kind of just put all her appointments together. Her shots, her pictures, her... I did the optometrist appointment. So, I booked that appointment, and I went to that appointment. When I had gone to... I don't remember when I went to this appointment. It's probably sometime in October. Her birthday was in September, late September, and then all her appointments were kind of set for October. I had taken her, and the doctor had said, well, you know, she does have low vision in one eye. She has a little bit of astigmatism. So I was like, wow, like I would have never noticed, because my daughter can like see the smallest thing on the floor. I'm looking on my floor as if you guys can see my floor. Can pinpoint the smallest thing on the floor with no issue. So I really didn't think she had any eye problem. And to be quite honest, my eyes are like this because of my own follow fashion ways. But anyways, that's a different time, different story. So whatever, she had mentioned that, and then she said, well, I'm gonna book an appointment for Sick Kids. Sick Kids is one of the biggest, largest, one of the best hospitals for just children, for a children's hospital. And I said, well, why does she need a specialist appointment just for like low vision? And she said, well, I see something in her left eye, but I don't know what it is. It can be an infection, it can be like something, and she couldn't say. And I at this point now, I kind of think she probably knew, but had never seen it in her entire career, because like the doctors had said, you know, majority of people don't see, like doctors can go their entire careers never ever seeing this in their life, because it's 20 a year in Canada and God knows how many in the US. Like it's 3% of the world, so imagine. So so she sent me, so on November 17th I took her to Sick Kids, and I took her to this appointment. After about 6 doctors digging up in her eye, this is her left eye, I don't know if this is your right, but this is my left eye, so her left eye, she had to get it, just digging out her eye, checking it over and over again with a scope. And then finally this lovely doctor came to me and was like, by the way, didn't say, hey, do you have family with you? Do you know, I'm going to be telling you something a bit more serious. Prepare yourself for what I'm about to tell. No, he just said, well, your daughter has mass in her eye and it's called retinoblastoma. And I was like, nigga, what? But anyways, so I just looked at him and I was like, is that cancer? And then because when you hear mass, you relate, right? And so I was like, is that cancer? He's like, yes. I was like, I'm the type of person that transfers my emotion to fix someone else's. So in that case, there was nobody near me to like react for me to be like, oh, it's gonna be okay, don't worry about it. No, I was like all in my feelings. Like I was like, what did you just tell me? And I just started crying because I didn't even understand. I just started crying. So anyways, I'm rambling. Long story short, they decided to do like an ultrasound in her eye that evening because they wanted to act immediately. They did an ultrasound of her eye, and I will post a picture to show you what it looked like. Hopefully maybe I can explain to you in the image. I'll do lines and stuff so you can kind of understand where everything is. A short explanation is when you look at the eye, there's a little white dot, and that is your optic nerve. So that is the nerve that connects to your brain. And then there's like a more black shadowy, so in that picture that I will post somewhere, it's more like in a yellow tinge. That yellow tinge, behind that yellow tinge is a dark black area, which is your vision. Okay, and then behind that is your retina, which is like I don't know, you look up that definition, it's your retina. But anyways, I will show it to you. And so that was the first picture that showed, and it looked like a very large tumor in her eye. And that was really hard, because as soon as they said what they saw, they said my options were to remove my daughter's eye or do chemo, but they suggested that I just remove my kid's eye. I was by myself. I really didn't understand, like I really didn't know what decisions to make. And throughout the process, so about a week, less than a week it took, maybe about a week it took. They put her under MRIs, they put her to sleep, they checked her eye, they had to so just before the last check of the eye, they made a decision. They gave me the option, sorry, I'm like stuttering. They gave me the option to either that it was a 50% chance they could save her eye, and then a 50% chance they could save her vision. So for me, I mean, a lot, and a lot of the doctors were saying, you know, like, this is emotional. A lot of people don't go with chemo because it's an emotional roller coaster, and families go through a lot. And I was like, I am the wrong person to be talking to about this. Like, if you get to know my personality, I'm pretty cutthroat and very to the facts. I don't tend to, I have emotions definitely, but I don't tend to lean towards them to make my decisions. And so when I heard the doctor say that, I was like, why would you even say this to me? And I had to kind of open my mind to the fact that some parents don't want to go through any of those emotions, and will be really severely affected by saying yes to their child going through chemo and stuff. But truthfully, I looked at the doctor and I was like, let me tell you this from now, sir and ma'am, because there was two people. I don't give a damn what my family goes through. I don't care what I go through. I don't care what anybody goes through, as long as we make the appropriate decision for my daughter. Like, that is the person that matters here. That's the person that we have to make the decision for. It doesn't matter what everybody's gonna go through. I really could give two shits. Like, that was my opinion. And like I said, other people are different. Some people will say, you know, I don't want my kid to go through any of this. Just take out the eye. It's nothing. And because, like they said, with the plastic surgery that they have nowadays, the prosthetic eye that they put in, it looks very normal. You can't really, like, at the naked eye, you can't really tell that it's not that person's eye or whatever. But in my case, I would notice, because I am like a visual person and I notice everything. But it wasn't about me at that point in time. My point was that if my kid turns 15 years old and she's in high school, and you know, it's a look thing in high school and stuff, and she's looking and she's realizing, like, okay, and she's gonna notice this a long time, a ways earlier, but I think it comes a point to a time when you're a teenager, when you're more into like popularity and peer pressure and all that shit. Somebody's gonna be like, you know, she's gonna look at herself and say, okay, well, like, what happened, and what was my chances of saving my eye, and what did you guys do, and why was there no other option of me keeping my eye? And I couldn't know in my head to look at my daughter and tell her that there was a 50% chance that you could have saved your eye, that I could have saved your eye, or that the doctors could have saved your eye. If I was her, it'd punch me in the face. So I don't want to go through that, and I don't want to tell my daughter that I didn't fight for her, because I think that if I was in her position, I would fight for my eye. I would fight for any part of my body. I wouldn't just give it up and say, like, unless it's like my only choice, right? Because like I said, this is 3% of the world that get this, and then there is like God knows the 0.1 or I don't know what percentage is, versus kids who get to completely save their eye when they catch it super early, or kids that completely, like, because she was a stage D eye. If she was a stage E or stage E eye, it's done. Like, they had to remove her eye. There's no question. You don't get the option. And like those surgeons had said to me, they said, you know, ma'am, we don't normally give this option to people, and it's making this situation even hard on us, because half of our team is saying yes, remove the eye, and half of our team is saying, hey, let's try chemo because we could save her eye and we could save her vision. So long story short, me and my family, we decided, and my husband, we decided that yes, we will go with chemo. So they went in, they checked her eye, and they had to put something called a port. So this little port looks like almost like this big. I don't know if that's like a way to show you how big something is, but like this line of my thumb reaches, you know, the half of my pointy finger. But anyways, and this goes, it's above the right side of her, right, like her breast right here, and it's like a little incision under the skin. They put this little thing in there, close it up, and they did a little slit in her neck so that a tube can go from here under the skin to then inside a artery or a vein that goes directly to the heart. So it doesn't go right into the heart, but it goes like just close enough so that the chemotherapy would be given through there, and all the blood work and everything that they do, it's going to be through this little thing attached inside of her, right under her skin, because obviously they don't want to poke a child every single time, all the time, and it's a lot on a child, on like an infant, because she was, I don't know, like 14 months at that time. So 14, 15 months, I don't know. Right, so after that procedure was done, the decision that we made was that after 2 rounds of chemo, if there was improvement, we would do 2 more rounds of chemo. If it didn't do anything and the tumor said, you know, screw you, I don't want to shrink and I don't want to cooperate, then they would remove the eye. My daughter has gone through 4 rounds of chemo, every 3 weeks, getting put to sleep every 3 weeks. Then the next days, the 2 following days after getting put to sleep of checking her eye, they would do chemo. There's 3 different types of medication. It's just a medication that goes through IV, very strong, strong enough that I couldn't even change her diapers because I was pregnant. Because what it does, it kills rapid growing cells. A tumor is a rapid growing cell, and my baby in my belly is a rapid growing cell. So I couldn't change her diapers. I mean, if I had to, I did, but with safety precautions, covering the face, hands and stuff. 2 days of her going through that, and then several checkups afterwards, hearing. There's other complications that chemo can bring, which are hearing and blood transfusions, blood checkups and stuff like that. So around the 3rd, I would say the 3rd round, is when she started to vomit more during the 3 weeks. Oh, mind you, after the chemo, she had like 10 days where she had to take these other shots in her arm to bring her white blood count cell up, her blood cells up, whatever. There's other ones too, and they had to continue to check on those. So the 3rd round was kind of hard for her. She was vomiting a little bit, not really wanting to eat. The 4th round now, boy. But my kid was strong and is strong, because her hair didn't fall out. She didn't get sick. She was just okay. She just suffered the 3 days of getting harassed, and, you know, went on with her life. I would say the 4th round, the first day of her chemo, on the 4th round, so I feel like I'm saying 4th round 100 times. She got like a virus or something, and so she ended up in the hospital for like 10 days in total, like 3 days of checkup, 2 days chemo, and then 7 days of being admitted into the hospital for having like a super high fever, like 39-40 reaching. And she started to, she was just so limp, like you could do anything, you could shake her, you could move her, and she would just literally like fall asleep in your arms. Didn't eat, didn't do anything. The second you give her something to drink, she'd throw it up. So it was very, very difficult for me to see, and for anybody to see around us. But it was her last round, so we were like, we just need to bring it up. But then she got 4 blood transfusions for platelets. Platelets are the blood cell that blocks your other blood cells from leaking out. So for example, also like when you cut yourself and then you heal, so you get the scab, those are your platelets working to block that up. She got those 4 blood transfusions. After that, she was fine. She just got up one day and she was full of energy and ready to go. Her counts have gone up. Yesterday she went to get a checkup because the following procedures for this are laser, to laser the rest of the remaining of the tumor. And yeah, that is getting, like, that was the point of yesterday's, they put her to sleep to check her eye. And the good news is they had said that the tumor has gone down so much and responded absolutely so well that it's so small that there's parts they don't even know if it's like dying or if it's like dead already or whatever, because it's so small. But still, lasering takes like 6 months to a year to do, because they do it in like sections. But they didn't do the laser this round because they want to see if it's going to continue to shrink, which is amazing. Yeah, the last 3 days I've been collecting like chunks of hair falling out of her head. So I think what pushed me to really make this video, because I was talking about it over and over again, saying I think I should make this video for parents to know what's going on. I think it's not a matter of me feeling like every kid's gonna get retinoblastoma or whatever, but you know what, I didn't think I was that 3% of the world. And regardless of that, I think that it's important that your child goes to the optometrist, the eye doctor, to get their eyes checked when they're 1, because what if your kid just can't see? What if they have some other problem? There's over 100 different diseases and problems children and anybody can have in their eyes. And I think it's always great to be well prepared and prepared ahead of time. I think that I can't say I can regret anything and any choices, and I don't think my husband can say either that he regrets any choices and any decisions we made. I think I was right for going at 1 year old. I mean, before that, no, but like, it's not even recommended, right? But I was lucky enough to catch it in time, and I'm over the top about it. And I just think that other families deserve the same thing, and I think also a child deserves to function at their most best. So if your child can't even see properly, or their one eye is not seeing properly and they need spectacles, glasses, then they're not going on all the way till 4 years old to need it, to get it, and just not even knowing how to express the fact that they can't see because they don't know what they're supposed to be seeing perfectly or not, right? They don't even talk at 1, so they can't say, hey, like, am I supposed to be seeing things blurry or no? So with that being said, I think the reality really set into me when her hair all was coming out of my hands. Today I am going to go shave her head, and I know it's so materialistic. Everyone keeps telling me that it's just hair, and I never argued the contrary. I think it's more like the reality of her situation and what she is going through is more visible on the outside now for me and for everyone else, and I just feel like it's hard. It's just hard. It's not something I care. I don't care if she has hair or not, but it's more like the reality of what is in her body is showing on the outside. So no, I don't want to cry because I don't want to ruin my makeup. But I appreciate you guys coming to my channel and supporting me. At this point in time, this video is not for any gains to my channel, but for more people to be aware of this and be more careful with your children. And it's a 15-minute appointment. Book it now if you haven't booked it already, and pass the word on, pass the video on. Please, 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 I beg you, share this video, because everyone deserves to know and everyone deserves to keep their child safe. Please share. And I honestly respect everyone, and I hope you guys have a great day, and keep everyone in your prayers because nobody's short of any situation. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I wish everybody well. Have a good day.